This is a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports. It's time for Post 8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. Post 8 Baseball is brought to you by Evermore Boutique, Wagner Auto, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Surface Master, and Rising Hope Counseling.
Dean, outdoors right field. That one is going to get out for Bennett Dean. 5 runs driven in.
Post 8 Baseball is also brought to you by Todd's Electric, Pierre Sports Center, Air Tech, Gales Gas, Avera, Bank West, and B&B Equipment.
Zabel on the 3-0, outdoor center field. That's far, that's gone. A 3-run homer for Grace Zabel. And it's a 3-1 lead.
Post 8 Baseball is also brought to you by Overhead Door Company, Gateway Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Birding Electric, Olson Plumbing, and Agtegra.
Here's a fly ball out to left field. Going back on it deep is Rue. He's going to turn and watch it sail over for a home run. And Andy Gordon, his first home run of the season, first home run of his career.
Post 8 Baseball is also brought to you by All Around Graphics, First Dakota National Bank, Comtech, Shane's Pharmacy, Black Hills Federal Credit Union, Midwest Cooperative, South Dakota Weed and Pest, Nystrom Electric, Dakota Sprinkler, and Lamb Motor.
The 2-1 pitch. Stout out towards right field. Did he get enough of it? Is it going to go? And walk off. Grand slam for Garrett Stout.
Post 8 Baseball is also brought to you by Kathy's Sun and Shine Properties, Sioux Nation, Kruger Contracting, Home Care Services, and Fisher Rounds. And now, with the call of today's action, KCCR award-winning sports director, John Winkler.
And we welcome you to the steamy Heinz Stadium as we get set for our second doubleheader in as many days. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean. Mitchell is in town today for a doubleheader. Post 8 coming off of a win in the second game, struggling through game 1, but picking up a win in game number 2. They won 4-1 in that second game thanks to a great pitching performance from Isaac Pollock and the save for Lincoln Keenels, who is our game 1 starter for this doubleheader. But Greg, tonight is a great opportunity for Post 8 to try and get themselves back to 500, or at least start with that first game win. They're 0-4 right now, or it should be 0-3, 0-4 in game 1 losses, and they in game 1s, and they're 3-1 in game 2s. They've got to find a way to get a win here in game number 1.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be, certainly a key. I mean, you certainly don't, you want to build off of whatever momentum that you can generate in game number 1 and carry it over into game number 2. And I think, the 8s are coming in here tonight with a little bit of momentum after that nice Game 2 victory last night over a very good Watertown team, thanks to that really solid pitching performance from Isaac Pollock.
And here this afternoon, again, a shorthanded roster with a few guys still out with injuries, a few guys out with some other things, and the roster is still short, and it's a hot day. So, one, your pitcher's got to be able to work quickly and get out of the field, but your batters are going to be patient a little bit more, too, to keep the pitcher feeling a little bit more comfortable, because these guys are going to get hot, and you got to make sure this is where you learn how good of a longevity your team has and how the cardio and everything has been going for you.
Well, and the other thing that you want to do too is you really want to make the opposing pitcher work. I mean, you want to grind at bats, you want to go deep into counts, because the more you can make him work, hopefully the quicker you tire him out. Now, as the flip side to what we saw last night, where Watertown came in playing the third doubleheader in 3 days, Mitchell's coming off of a 3-day break. They played in the Veterans Classic out in Rapid City Friday through Sunday of last week, have not played since, only played a 5-inning game, one 5-inning game on Sunday. So all of their pitchers are ready to go tonight for post 18. So we'll see who they roll out there. We know they're going to roll out Jake Helleloyd in game number 1, and he's a solid starter for the Colonels.
Yeah, all systems go for this pitching staff for Mitchell. They have nobody that will have to sit out because of pitch count. Pierce still have a couple of guys that cannot throw until Saturday. Of course, Isaac Pollock is the main guy that threw yesterday with a few others that are unable to throw today. But Lincoln Kenols gets to start here in game one. We saw him close in the second game, dealing with a little bit of a non-throwing shoulder injury, so he's still able to pitch. Won't be in the batting order. Once he's done pitching, he'll be done for the day. But it's going to be important for him to come out and throw strikes. It's his first start of the season. He's looked good in relief appearances, but now it's a little bit different animal. A start versus a relief appearance is two different things, and you're hoping that Kenols can translate the relief appearances into starts.
Yeah, and what he has done in his relief appearances is just really come out and throw gas. I mean, really use that good velocity on the fastball that he has, and has been able to dominate hitters. In fact, through 4 1/3 innings, through 13 outs, he's got 9 strikeouts. I mean, so he's been very dominant in that closer role. Now that you're stepping into that starter role, you kind of have to, like you said, go into it with a little different mindset. You got to pace yourself a little bit and expect that you're going to probably throw 4 or 5 innings here in this start. Even though I think he's probably going to be on some kind of a pitch count today, probably won't go all 105, even if he is going well.
As we are getting set for a doubleheader between Pierre and Mitchell, we will step aside for 3 minutes, come back with more of the pregame show. You listen to Post-State Baseball, and today it's KCCR, and today it's KCCR.com.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates, at your service, at your side, with offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
BankWest Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent to put BankWest Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
Home Care Services is a private agency committed to providing expert advice and specialized care to those who want to remain living independently at home. Home Care Service has a team of nurses, caregivers, and administrative staff that offers a full range of in-home support services to our area. For more information about Home Care Services, call 224-2273. Expert advice, professional care. Home Care Services, 224-2273.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre knows what that sound is. It's baseball season. They also know that means it's grilling season. Sioux Nation has the Green Mountain Grill choices that you need for those hot dogs and burgers for tailgating. And let's be honest, you know there will be a steak in there too. Visit Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre and see their selection of grills. While you're there, also pick up some seasonings for your grilling needs. Visit Sioux Nation at 504 Deadwood Street, Fort Pierre.
As we welcome you back here to Hyde Stadium as we are getting set for first pitch of a doubleheader between Pierre and Mitchell, as Lincoln Kenols will be the starter for Post State. Jake Helloyd will go for Mitchell. as John Wickler alongside Greg Dean. And Greg, to this afternoon and this evening, again, it's a chance here for Post 8. Mitchell got that win last Sunday against Post 320 in their latest game, but had struggled to that point. And one win can change things around. We saw last night with Post 8 playing really well in that second game. We're hoping that changes things around. I think Mitchell's in the same boat after Sunday's win over Post 320, where they end up winning 12-3. You're hoping that's going to be the same case for they're hoping it's going to be the same case for them. But here, Post 8, they've got to come out early on and make sure that Mitchell starts to doubt themselves again.
Yeah, and one of the things that's been a real bugaboo for Mitchell has been the fact that, we've seen Post 8 give up some big innings, but we talked a little bit last night that Watertown basically swept them in a doubleheader where first of all Mitchell was ahead going into the bottom of the sixth inning in game number 1 and gave up 9 runs on just 1 hit, and then in the second game it was a 1-run ball game. Watertown was leading 4-3 going into the bottom of the sixth in that inning, and then Mitchell gave up another 9 spot on just 3 hits in that game, and then they go out to Rapid City and play Fremont, Nebraska, and give up a 16-run inning. So for as much of a challenge as those big innings have been for Post 8 this year, they've really been the Achilles heel for Post 18.
And for Post 8, again, dealing with a little bit of some injuries, guys that are unavailable to play, makes things a little bit tougher here as we get started, as Post 8 gets started with a busy portion of the schedule. Once we hit next week, we got back-to-back tournaments, the Dakota Classic next weekend, the Minot Tournament the following weekend, and then just a couple weekends after that, we go to the Gopher Classic, and all of a sudden the season's coming to an end quicker than it seems to have gotten started. But this portion of the schedule, these are all South Dakota games that they're playing. You go into next week and the week after that, there's not as many South Dakota games, so then the wins and losses, they still matter, but they don't matter in terms of where you sit in the seed points, and we're going to start seeing those standings start to take some shape, and these are must-win games for both teams. Every time you play a South Dakota team, they're going to be coming in expecting to win.
Yeah, and it's these are big games. I mean, and especially these next 6 games on the schedule. The 2 with Mitchell today, the 2 on Saturday with Renner number 2, Renner's second team, and then the triangular next Tuesday with Aberdeen and Sturgis. And so you got a 6-game stretch here that actually is fairly favorable. And not only do you have some rest days, hopefully you get some of those bumps and bruises healed up a little bit for some of these guys. But hopefully by next Tuesday, next Wednesday, you'll be able to come back with a nearly full roster, and that'll be a big plus for Post 8 going forward. As
the wind might be a factor here today, or at least might be a factor for us more than it has been the last couple days. We will step aside for 3 minutes. We'll come back with more of the pregame show. You listen to Post 8 Baseball. Today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
Ah, this is the life. Sitting here, sipping lemonade, basking in the warm sun, and admiring the beauty and the solitude of my very own landscaped backyard. I wasn't sure, but I was so glad when I made the call to Andy at Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping to finally have the work done. Calling Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping was probably one of the best and the easiest decisions I've ever made.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440. That's 280-4440.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
The Association of South Dakota County Weed and Pest Boards reminds all landowners and managers to look for and control noxious weeds this spring and summer. The receding water levels have provided new areas for noxious weeds to establish. Infestations that are found and treated early reduce the cost of control. For help identifying and controlling noxious weeds, call your county weed and pest supervisor or the South Dakota Department of Agriculture. Remember, good neighbors control noxious weeds.
As long as you have a local cooperative, you'll never farm alone. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, our team is your team, ready to help you make the decisions that are vital to your operation. From the seed, plant health, and marketing the grain, to fuel to keep you running, the feed to supplement your herds, and the financing programs to make it all possible. We're here for you. Give CHS Midwest Cooperative a call today and let us show you the value of the co-op. Local, loyal, and trusted for generations.
Service Master of Pierre. It's no secret we clean carpets professionally, but not many people know we clean furniture, kitchens, bathrooms, walls, floors, and windows. We also do fire and water restoration, plus construction cleanups. There's nothing we can't clean. Give Service Master a call at 224-9919. Service Master, the clean you expect, the service you deserve. Service Master, 224-9919.
As we welcome you back here to Hyatt Stadium as we continue to get set here for first pitch between Post States and Mitchell. A late change to the lineup as we can go through those lineups for you. First for Mitchell, it'll be Parker Bollinger, the center fielder, lead things off. He'll be followed by Seth Muth, the left fielder. Jonah Schmidt, the shortstop, will bat third. Dylan Sulek, the second baseman, will bat fourth. Joe Van Overshield's the catcher as he's batting fifth. Ryan McGinnis, the DH, batting sixth. Mason Garrett's the first baseman, batting seventh. Tate Elway, the third baseman, batting eighth. And Carson Fahey, the right fielder, will bat ninth. Jake Helloyd is the man on the mound for Mitchell in game number one. The new lineup for Post States, as it will be Kane Hinkle to lead things off. That's still the same as it was. He's the catcher. Matt Hansen will move to the number 2 spot playing shortstop. Andy Gordon's the number 3 hitter playing third base. Bennett Dean will be the first baseman batting fourth. Gary Nedved, the DH, is batting fifth. Brecken Kruger will be the center fielder batting sixth. Isaac Pollock will now be at second base batting seventh. Jack Merkwan, the left fielder, will bat eighth. And Jack Van Camp is in the batting order as he bats ninth, as Jane Wiebe is not in the lineup now for Post State in game number one. So we'll step aside. We will come back and get you started here. We'll take a break. Come back in 2 minutes. You're listening to Post State Baseball. Today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Comtech in Pierre invites you to come out and check out their expansive showroom. It's filled with everything you need to thrive in today's technology-dependent world and a knowledgeable staff to guide you through. Comtech has TVs, computers, personal electronics to commercial electronics, anything to fit. That Comtech can guide you through any questions you may have. Whether you struggle with technology or live for it, Comtech can help you find exactly what you're looking for. Comtech will even install and service what they sell, so you don't have to worry once you get your products home. Comtech, located at 1601 North Lowell Avenue behind Walmart. Check them out online at comtechplus.com.
South Dakota didn't always have a capital, or even a permanent settlement for that matter. There wasn't always a river city on the Missouri River. And before First Dakota filed the first charter in 1872, there wasn't always a bank in South Dakota. Every timeless institution, tradition, and thriving business was started somewhere by someone who had a dream and the passion to make it happen first. What will be your South Dakota first? Visit firstdakota.com/first. Member FDIC.
Do you need the Pierre Governor apparel for the big game? Or how about Stanley County apparel or Post State apparel? All Around Graphics in Pierre is your place to go. Not only can you get your apparel, but they also do screen printing, jerseys, awards, and trophies. And did you know they can print and customize your signs? All Around Graphics can do it all. Located at 819 North Euclid Avenue or call 224-4677. All Around Graphics in Pierre. your one-stop shop.
As we welcome you back here to Hyde Stadium as we are getting set for first pitch. We're actually ready to go for first pitch as John Winkler alongside Greg Dean. As it is Pierre and Mitchell. Leadoff man, it will be Parker Bollinger to lead things off. Seth Muth will be the number 2 hitter. Jonas Schmidt, the top 3 hitters for Mitchell here in game number 1 as Lincoln Keenels will deliver the first pitch as we are underway. And the first pitch is taken for a strike here at right at 5 o'clock. You're listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront Broadcasting Station. Parker Bollinger went 0 for 1 in his last game. That was the 13-2 win as that one's upstairs and is now 1-1. They beat Rapid City Post 3 13-2 on Sunday. Everybody is good to pitch for Mitchell here in this ball game. 1-1 pitch is upstairs and is now 2-1.
97 degrees at first pitch at 5 o'clock today at Historic Heights Stadium. Feels like temperature is 102. That's why we have the heat advisory in effect until I think 8 o'clock tonight, if I'm correct.
And then after that, we will probably be on the air for severe weather coverage at some point tonight. If I was a betting man. Here's a 3-1 pitch. That one is at the outside edge and is taken for strike 2, and the count is now full here to Parker Bollinger, the leadoff man. Lincoln Keenels on the mound, his first starts of the 2021 Legion season. Here's a 3-2 pitch. That one misses low, and it's a leadoff walk. As it'll bring up Seth Muth with nobody out here in the top of the first inning.
Mitchell comes to Pierre today dressed in the yellow tops, white pants, black letters and numbers, post 18 written across the chest, white pants with black striping down the sides. The post 8, and they're all whites today.
That one's popped up, and it will drop in front of Keenels. He's underhand flips it to Dean covering first, and there's one down as the sacrifice is complete. Nearly popped it up to be caught, but unable to make the catch was Keenels, so there's now one down. And that'll be a sacrifice bunt complete for Seth Muth.
Yeah, and that's the kind of play that if Lincoln Keenholz is 100% healthy, you wonder if he maybe doesn't make a dive for that play, but has had second thoughts about it and said not going to risk making a play in the first week of June when the shoulder is more important and for the rest of the season.
First pitch to Jonas Schmidt was taken for a strike. Here's now the 0-1 pitch. It comes inside and is now 1-1.
Same two teams battled during the spring season, split early on in the high school season. Pierre won a come from behind game 5 to, I believe it was 5-4 early on in the high school season, and then Mitchell won the second game 6-0.
1-1 pitch is popped up in foul territory. That will drop as now 1-2. As Keenel's looking for that second out, runner in scoring position here with one down in the top of the first inning. Bollinger had a leadoff walk on the sacrifice, went to second. 1-2 pitch is upstairs, and the count's now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Guy was playing the infield back with the runner on second and 1 out. Gordon even with the bag at third.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. That one is taken for strike 3. Schmidt gave up on it, and it was right down the middle. And there's now 2 down. And that'll bring up Dylan Sulek, the second baseman, with 2 away. And that's a big second out there for Lincoln Keenels. Here's the first pitch to Sulek. Upstairs for ball 1. Jack Merkwan's out left. Brecken Kruger is in center. Jack Van Camp is playing right field. It is Andy Gordon at third, Matt Hansen at short. Jaden Wiebe was supposed to be at second. It is now Isaac Pollock and Bennett Dean at first. Cade Hinkle is behind the plate. That one's popped up, foul territory that's going to get out of play. And it'll land on top of the press box. And it's now 1-1. Had to wait for the thud to make sure it landed on top of the press box.
Yeah, and we talked a little bit about Mitchell after they won their first 3 games, swept Sturgis in the opening doubleheader on May 28th, and then split with Huron, and then went on a 7-game losing streak starting with that loss to Huron in game number 2 of that doubleheader, then lost 7 in a row. And what generally happened to Post 18 is the offense kind of went in the tank. Barely. I don't know that they scored over 5 runs in any of those losses, save for 1.
There's a ground ball to the left side. It'll be fielded by Gordon over by the shortstop position. The throw to first is not in time. Going to be an infield single with 2 away for Solik, and that will make it first and third now for Joe Van Overshield. That's a tough play for Gordon, going all the way over to his left to try and make that play. Hansen was moving to his right, so Gordon had that better opportunity to make that throw on the run towards the bag, or at least closer towards the bag, but unable to get the second baseman Solik. So that it's now first and third with 2 away. First pitch to Joe Van Overshield is taken for strike 1.
Yeah, and kind of like a quarterback rolling away from his arm, Andy Gordon going far to his left, had to stop and square his shoulders to make a throw across the diamond, and by the time that he did that, just wasn't able to quite get enough on the throw.
That throw will go into center field on the attempted steal, and to third base then will be Solik, and Mitchell will score the first run of the ball game on a air charge to Cade Hinkle.
Yeah, Post 8 runs that play when there's runners on first and third, and a steal is likely, where the second baseman actually comes into a cutoff position about 10, 15 feet in front of the bag, and Hinkle's throw just sailed on him, and not only over the head of Pollock, but also off and to the right and into center field, and run scores, and Solik ends up on third.
Here's the 2-1 pitch now to Van Overshield. That one will miss, and it's now 3-1. The Post 8 was nearly out of this inning without allowing a run to cross, but been a walk, a hit, and an error so far has allowed Mitchell to take at least a 1-0 lead. A second walk now issued in the inning, as that Joe Van Overshield will now be on first, and there's runners at the corners once again. It'll be Ryan McGinnis, the DH.
Coming into today, Keenholz had only walked 2 in 4 1/3 innings, and already has 2 walks here in this first inning, not even out of this first inning yet.
Here's Ryan McGinnis. First pitch is over for strike 1. McGinnis did not play in that 12-3 win over Post 320 this past Sunday. Here's the 0-1 pitch upstairs, and it's now 1-1.
I think that was Post 320's Junior Legion team, if I'm correct. That was the
Shooters,
Shooters,
not
the Stars.
Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah, so, kind of an interesting little tweak in that tournament. Both Post 320 and Post 22 enter in both their Senior Legion and Junior Legion teams into that Veterans Classic tournament.
1-1 pitch is a swing and a miss, and it's now 1-2. Here to Ryan McGinnis. We played the Shooters last year at the Veterans Classic. That was held towards the end of July instead of at the beginning of June. 1-2 pitch upstairs, and it's now 2-2, and taking second base without a throw is Van Overshield. And so a base hit could make this a 3-0 ball game here in the top of the first.
Yeah, interesting that on a day when it's feels like 102 outside, that you don't run for the catcher, who's got to put the gear on and probably is going to be having to take a whole lot of fluids to get through not only one game but maybe 2.
So now the count is 3-2 here to Ryan McGinnis. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss, and there's a second strikeout of the afternoon for Lincoln Keenholz, and that will retire the side here in the top of the first. 1 run scores on 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the first. It is a 1-0 lead for Mitchell. Listen to Post 8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.
Do you need the Pierre Governor apparel for the big game? Or how about Stanley County apparel or Post 8 apparel? All-around graphics at Pierre is your place to go. Not only can you get your apparel, but they also do screen printing, jerseys, awards, and trophies. And did you know they can print and customize your signs? All-Around Graphics can do it all. Located at 819 North Euclid Avenue, or call 224-4677. All Around Graphics in Pierre, your one-stop shop.
Agtegra in Highmore. We pride ourselves on providing our customers with reliable markets, superior services, and quality products. From corn and soybeans to spring and winter wheat, you can trust Agtegra in Highmore with all your grain handling needs. It's all about helping you achieve the best harvest possible. Call Agtegra of Highmore today at 605-846-1379. That's 605-846-1379.
As we welcome you back at Hyatt Stadium as we enter the bottom of the first inning, it is a 1-0 lead for Mitchell. As we go through the batting order here for Post State, Cade Hinkle lead things off. He's the catcher. Matt Hansen will bat second, playing shortstop. It'll then be Andy Gordon, the third baseman, batting third. Bennett Deans, the cleanup hitter, playing first base. Gary Nedved, the DH, bat fifth. Brecken Kruger, the center fielder, batting sixth. Isaac Pollock, the second baseman, batting seventh. Jack Merkwan will bat eighth and play left field. Jack Van Kamp's the right fielder as he bats ninth. Jane Wiebe was taken out of the lineup just before the game has started. He would have been batting second and playing second base. But this now group of nine will go against Jake Helloyd, who is on the mound for Mitchell. Don't have a whole lot of season totals from these guys, but again, every pitcher is available for Mitchell today. Solik threw 76 on Sunday, so he stayed underneath that 4-pitch threshold of needing 4 days off. And yesterday was that third day of 3, so he's back available to throw again today if they need him. As Helloyd will toe the rubber, Hinkle will dig in, and here's the first pitch to the catcher Hinkle. Upstairs for ball one.
Helloyd, the senior starting point guard on the Colonel basketball team, was a nice steadying influence for that team that made their first state tournament appearance since I think it was 2012 this year.
The 1-0 pitch is right down the middle, and it's now 1-1 to the catcher Hinkle. And of course, the big news is the Mitchell boys basketball coach, as the 1-1 pitch misses low, and is now 2-1, has gone to take the job at Hamlin. So he's left that team in a good spot. I think Mitchell probably loves that, or would have liked to see him stay, but going home to be closer to family. 2-1 pitch is upstairs, and it's now 3-1.
Yeah, that was when I saw that headline last week. That was a real shock because, and if you read the story in the Mitchell paper, Todd Neuendorf was quoted in there saying that when I took this job, I was either going to wasn't sure which was going to come first. I was either going to retire Mitchell Colonel or get fired, and I think he fully had plans on being in Mitchell for the rest of his coaching career, and life has a way of changing your goals every once in a while.
It is a walk to Hinkle to lead off the bottom of the first inning, just like it was in the top of the first inning. So that will bring up the number 2 hitter, Matt Hansen. Shortstop here in game number 1. Hansen coming in as he is hitting .350. Pickoff attempt. That one hit Hinkle. And he's a little slow to get up. He's able to maybe shake it off a little bit, but and when things aren't going well with injuries, then something like that happens too, and you're holding your breath a little bit extra when Hinkle taking a little bit longer to get up off the ground.
But there was a big smile in towards the dugout there just before he got back on the bag, so I take that as a good sign.
Well, as the injuries have kind of piled up, I don't know if any sign's a good sign right now when it deals with anybody getting hurt. 1-0, the first pitch is missed low and inside for ball 1. But I guess a good sign would be if guys are starting to not be injured anymore, starting to get healthy. But that's about the only good sign that it seems to be the way for Post State right now with injuries. 1-0 pitch is bounced in the dirt, and it's now 2-0. I think Hinkle's still feeling that a little bit too. He's on that pitch in the dirt, he's usually taking second base. I think he's wherever he got hit at, making him go a little bit slower.
Nice block by Van Overshield behind the plate to keep that ball in front of him and keep Hinkle at first base.
Here's the 2-0 pitch from Helloyd to Hansen. Off speed pitch, that's over for strike 1.
And there's that off-speed pitch, and you've talked about that before, when pitcher just seems to be having a little trouble finding the plate. Sometimes you go to that off-speed pitch to try to get a little better feel, not only for your grip but also for the strike zone.
2-1 pitch. That one is bounced foul over on the third base side. So the count's now 2-2. And that's one of the easiest telltale signs of the pitchers is trying to figure out how to throw a strike again. Because you see in the major leagues, you have a 3-0 count, and all of a sudden he hooks the curveball right down the middle, and you're going, yeah. Well, that's because the fastball's not working for him right now. 2-2 pitch. That one will come in and hit the helmet of Hansen. It grazed off the top of the helmet, so he is going to make his way down to first base. And the first two men are on to lead off the bottom of the first inning, and that will quickly make a mound visit out from Coach Luke Norton with Andy Gordon coming to the plate.
Yeah, and that's as a coach, you just really hate to see, especially two strike pitches that hit the batter. I mean, because you're one strike away from potentially putting it out on the board, and all of a sudden, if you're up 0-2 or 1-2, and all of a sudden you hit a batter and you see the guy standing on first base. I mean, that's just that's deflating for a coach, and I think also for a defense when something like that happens.
So here is Andy Gordon. Comes to the plate at a big RBI single in game number 2. Here's the first pitch. That one's over for strike one.
Gordon leads the team in multiple categories, multiple offensive categories. 10 hits and 28 at-bats on the year, leads the team in both categories. Has a double, 3 RBIs, 5 runs scored, hitting .357 on the year, .793 OPS. So Gordon continues to carry over his offensive prowess from the spring season.
The 0-1 pitch was taken for strike 2. Now Gordon down 0-2 in the count, as Hell Lloyd will come set from the stretch and deliver the 0-2 pitch, and it comes well upstairs, and it's now 1-2. And usually you see also whenever a coach comes out, unless the pitcher is struggling a lot, usually when the coach comes out, that next pitch is a strike.
Yep.
Almost every single time. When it's not a strike, then the coach gets a little bit more worried that a mound visit didn't help out too much. That one comes in and hits Gordon. It was a 1-2 count, and he comes in and hits Gordon. It's now bases loaded here with only one down. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning, as it will now bring up Bennett Dean.
Yeah, and again, back-to-back hit batters, both with 2 strike counts, and so after the walk and 2 hit batters, the Eights have the bases loaded, nobody out, still have yet to put a hit on the board.
First pitch will get in the dirt, and Cade Hinkle didn't read it right away, got all the way to the backstop. Would have scored him, but instead it's just ball 1.
Kind of makes you wonder if maybe something else is going on. He keeps looking at his elbow, his left elbow. So, again, you hope that it's nothing major. You hope it's just maybe some road rash. But again, till we know better, you're just kind of holding your breath and hoping that the Eights don't lose another ball player for any period of time.
1-0 pitch is taken for strike 1, so Dean is now at a ball and a strike. The base is loaded, nobody out, and Dean will foul the 1-1 pitch back and out of play. And it's now 1-2. The corners are in, looking to throw it home. The middle is back with a 1-0 lead right now. They're okay to trade 2 outs for a run if they can get that ground ball up the middle. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Hell Lloyd to Dean. Swings and misses, and he is down on strikes, and there's one down here in the bottom of the first, and that'll bring up Gary Nedved.
Yeah, probably chased a ball out of the zone for strike 3, and so now falls to Gary Nedved to try to put something in the outfield grass or to the right side and try to get a run across for the Eights here in the bottom of the first.
First pitch, Nedved will ground it over, and Hinkle will be out at home. I think it was a line shot that was actually over to Elwayne at third base, and he had to freeze, and the ball was dropped. Everybody advanced 90 feet, but Hinkle was thrown out at the plate. There's no chance for him to make it at home anyway. So there's now 2 down on the fielder's choice. That will get Hinkle out 5-2.
Yeah, and now Post 18 just went out away from tiptoeing around danger, to use the catchphrase of 2021. Loading the bases without benefit of a hit and nobody out, and now just 1 out away from possibly getting out of this still with a 1-0 lead.
First pitch to Brecken Kruger, who moves up to the number 6 spot in the order, was taken high for ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Kruger will ground it to the left side. It'll be fielded by the shortstop, a underhand flip, and that will retire the side. And Mitchell does tiptoe out of danger with a ground ball out to record the final out. No runs, no hits in the inning, no errors, and 3 men left on base. We head to the top of the second, a 1-0 lead for Mitchell. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make a house a home. Olson Plumbing in Pierre carries a full line of Heat-A-Later fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of Heat-A-Later fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heat-A-Later Fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pierre is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
Ferding Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Ferding Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Ferding Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Ferding Electric, 224-8684.
As we welcome you back here to Hyde Stadium, top of the second inning, Mason Garrett, Tate Elwayne, and Carson Fahey, the 7, 8, 9 man in the order for Mitchell, who lead at 1-0 here in the top of the second. Post State had the bases loaded with nobody out, unable to score in that bottom of the first inning. And not the way we're hoping for, and really, again, for game one for Post State, so far 0-4 in game ones. That was a chance to kind of really put yourself on the right foot. Now you're only down 1-0, so it's not like it was a 4-0 game and you spoil a chance to kind of at least cut the lead in half. But it's still one that hopefully you don't think about at the end of the ball game of what could be the difference in this game.
Yeah, and there's two ways to look at that. I mean, one is you're able to get runners on, you just weren't able to get them across. So if you can continue to do that, that will pay dividends for you down the line. The flip side of that argument is, we just squandered a chance, and a lot of times in baseball games you don't get too many opportunities like that.
First pitch is taken for a strike. The 0-1 is fouled away by Mason Garrett, and it's now 0-2. He went 1 for 3 on Sunday, scored a run. Scored 12 runs, and all 12 runs were from RBIs in that win over the Post 320 Shooters. The 0-2 pitch is floating to right field. That's going to drop in front of Jack Van Camp for a base hit, as that one was right down on the line. But a good job by Van Camp to get over to limit Garrett to only a leadoff single. But the leadoff man is aboard for the second straight inning here for Mitchell.
Yeah, just kind of a flare over the top of Bennett Dean at first base, out into short right field, and a nice job covering ground by Jack Van Camp, the super senior, to corral that ball and not allow it to turn into a chance double.
First pitch is fouled back by Tate Elwayne, as it's 0-1 to the third baseman. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Comes upstairs, and it's now 1-1. That bases loaded chance, and trying to make a little light of the situation of it all, is always reminds me of, because my uncle would tell me a story all the time of Ron Santo broadcasting Cubs games, and he would get he would get very upset when the Cubs did not score. The bases were loaded, nobody out, and they didn't score. So as the 1-2 pitch from McKeanles to Elwayne comes in, upstairs it's now 2-2. So at the end of the inning, he goes, bases loaded, nobody out, and you can't score. Oh, my God. And then you go to commercial break. He'd get so upset that they didn't score with the bases loaded, nobody out. So, it's a very frustrating thing. But as that one's popped up, shallow right field again. That one, Van Camp will slide, make the catch, the throw back to first, will double off. Garrett's over at first base. And how about that from the pitcher only? Comes in, slides, and makes a grab out in right field and doubles off the man at first, and there's now 2 down here at the top of the second.
Yeah, and that's a tough play for Garrett's, the base runner at first base, because he's really kind of caught in no man's land. If he went about halfway, and unfortunately, great play from Jack Van Camp out in right field. Unfortunate for Mitchell that Van Camp comes up and really Garrett's is just hung out to dry because it's just a short throw for Van Camp to retire him at first base for the double play.
1-0 pitch. That one misses. It is now 2-0.
Because you really are hung up in no man's land in a situation like that as a base runner. Because if you don't go at least halfway and Van Camp doesn't get the ball, you're an easy fielder's choice target at second base.
Yeah, that one's a one. If you're pretty much, you gotta, if you whatever call you make, you hope that you made the right one. Because if you don't make the right one, yeah, you're gonna be out no matter what. 3-0 pitch is over for strike one. It's now 3-1.
Paraphrase the old saying, and to make sure it's clean for the FCC, you're doggoned if you do and doggoned if you don't.
I appreciate you keeping this FCC friendly. 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss is now 3-2. That's why I have Greg Dean and not Dirk Campbell up here. the FCC, we stay on the FCC's good side. Here's a 3-2 pitch. That one is taken for strike 3 as Fahey thought it was ball 4, but instead that ends the inning here in the top of the second. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and no men left on base. We head to the bottom of the second. It is still Mitchell 1-0 lead over Pierre Post State. You're listening to Post State Baseball, today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Are you driving a 2014 or newer vehicle? Are there less than 100,000 miles on it? Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is prepared to give you top dollar. Again, if your ride is 2014 or newer with less than 100,000 miles, Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota will give you top dollar for it right now. Trade it in or sell it to us. Doesn't matter. Your vehicle has never been worth more than it is right now. Stop in at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit gatewayflt.com.
Overhead Door Company of Pierre is a locally owned business specializing in the sale, service, and installation of residential and commercial garage doors. They provide quality, dependable products with constant service and the peace of mind you need. Overhead Door is one of the most recognized and most respected brand in the garage door industry. For installation and repairs, call Overhead Door Company today at 224-6200. That's 224-6200.
Back here at the bottom of the second inning, as it will be 7-8-9 here for Post State. Isaac Pollock, Jack Merkwan, and Jack Van Camp to be the first 3 hitters. He might reach his base. We go back to the top of the order for Cade Hinkle, as Lloyd was able to work around 3 free passes, a walk, hit by pitch, and hit by pitch. That got the bases low with nobody out, and he was able to get a strikeout, a fielder's choice, and a ground out to end that first inning. And Mitchell still leads 1-0 over Pierre Post State. John McClure alongside Greg Dean here as we welcome you to Hyde Stadium. A warm day, to say the least, here at Hyde. But, boy, if you're looking for cooler weather, well, it might come with a price tonight to get you to some cooler weather tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on the radar just throughout this doubleheader. Right now, it doesn't look like there's anything out to the west, but we know how quickly that can change. So we have had some. John and I have talked. It sounds like if the weather ends up going south on us, that we may get bumped off of the AM stream tonight. Correct?
Yeah, as Pollock takes strike one. All depends on where we're at, where the storms are at, not necessarily where we're at, but where the storms might be at if we end up going to a straight YouTube broadcast at some point. Of course, we'll keep you updated as we go along, and we'll make sure that you know that we're going to the YouTube broadcast, just the YouTube broadcast if you are listening on the radio. But, of course, it will also direct you to the FM station if you're wanting to hear severe weather coverage at any point tonight. Counts 0-2 here to Pollock. Lloyd delivers from the windup. That one will bounce in, and it's now 1-2.
Yeah. 3 straight off-speed pitches from Helloyd. Got Pollock to chase on the first 2, and that one was a 57-footer that Pollock laid off of and actually came in and hit Van Overshield in the mask.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's upstairs, and it's now 2-2. Well, as Michael Scott said in the office, fool me once, strike 1, fool me twice, strike 3. You're out. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Jake Helloyd to Isaac Pollock. Swings and misses, and there's a strikeout, second strikeout of the ball game now for Helloyd. And the leadoff man retired here in the bottom of the second to bring up Jack Merquan.
Yeah. Never had a chance to really sit down and watch The Office much. I know it has gotten good reviews from some. I take it it's a favorite of yours.
I would give it a pretty good review. First pitch is upstairs to Jack Merquan. He's hitting 143 right now, looking to get things moving along here. And long summer, so it's those batting average will be fluctuating up and down as the 1-0 pitch will be at the knees. It's now 1-1. But you mentioned it too in the spring season that if you have this type of a stretch in the middle of the season, it doesn't seem as overbearing as it is at the beginning of the season. That's the hardest part, is when you see that batting average sit where it's at, where if it happens in the middle of the season, then that batting average doesn't dip too much, as the 1-1 pitch is popped up and it'll be caught by the second baseman Solik, and there's now 2 down. And I'll bring up Jack Van Camp, who will hit for the first time. I don't know if when he decided to play and pitch again for Post 8, I'm sure he probably in the back of his mind said, maybe I'll get a chance to hit a couple times. Well, he's in the starting lineup. He gets a chance to hit here. He did hit a grand slam last year. I don't know if overhyping a guy that probably hasn't taken too many swings in the last 365 days, but he'll take strike 1. Maybe he hits a bomb right here and ties the game up at 1-1.
Tell you what, the wind is blowing straight in from center field today, and if anybody can take one out today, it's going to take a pretty good shot.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swings and misses, and it's now 0-2. I think he sees my car sitting out there, and he's one to hit it over there. Counts 0-2 to Van Camp.
Yeah, wind coming out of the south-southeast at about 22 miles an hour right now.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. And Van Camp will get a piece of it, pokes it towards right field in foul territory, and it'll land one hop in front of the right fielder, Fahey, right at that right field bullpen. If he would have dove for it, he probably would have dove right on the home plate over there in the right field bullpen. So Van Camp still alive, down 0-2 in the count. 2 down here in the bottom of the second. His first at-bat of 2021.
Like to see the Eights put together a 2-out rally right here and just string together a couple of good at-bats.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one is taken at the knees and taken for strike 3, and that will retire the side here in the bottom of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. We have the top of the third. It's still 1-0 lead for Mitchell. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball, and today is KCCR, and today is KCCR.com.
Wondering what to do with that pitted and rutted drive? B&B Equipment will get you covered. Wanting to put something down the ground? B&B Equipment will put a hole in your project. Need to even up that property? B&B Equipment can fill that need. B&B Equipment can deliver all your gravel and material needs. B&B Equipment is here for all your excavation needs. Contact B&B Equipment, 224-6727. A contractor here for you. That's B&B Equipment, 224-6727.
Innovation. It's right here. Avera St. Mary's Hospital keeps care local for you and your family, offering comprehensive care that has earned 4 out of 5 stars by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in hospital performance and safety. Avera St. Mary's world-class care is further supported by advanced technology, 2-way video e-consults, 3D mammography, and a state-of-the-art birthing center, so you and your family don't have to go anywhere else, because innovation lives right here in Pierre. Learn more at avera.org/news.
As we welcome you back here at Hyatt Stadium, top of the third inning, a 1-0 lead for Mitchell, as it will be the top of the order. Parker Bollinger, Seth Muth, and Jonah Schmidt will be the first 3 hitters for Mitchell in the top of the third inning. 1 run on 2 hits so far for Mitchell. 1 error that's been charged to Post 8, and that's helped drive that 1 run in on a steal attempt from Solik that ended up going to center field, allowing Bollinger to come around to score after he drew a leadoff walk to open up the ball game. First pitch is fouled back, and it's 0-1.
Lincoln Kienholz on the year so far. This is his fifth appearance, first start on the year. 4 1/3 innings pitched. Does not have a win or a loss on the year. Does have 2 saves, as he's primarily been used in a late inning role for the Eights so far. 2 walks, 9 strikeouts in that 4 1/3 innings. ERA of 0.0 and a whip of 0.46 on the year for the rising junior.
Here's the 0-2 pitch, a swing and a miss by Bollinger, and it'll go down on strikes to open up the top of the third, as that will be the 4th strikeout of the ball game for Kienholz. And it'll bring up Seth Muth, the left fielder who had a sacrifice bunt that put Bollinger in a scoring position back in the top of the first inning. Velocity has looked good so far from Kienholz. First pitch is missed outside, maybe a little high, and it's 1-0.
Yeah, and again, Kienholz, even though he's got that non-throwing shoulder that's given him some issues, looks pretty comfortable on the mound. It doesn't look like he's favoring that left shoulder at all. So that's good news for the Eights tonight.
2-0 pitch. That one will miss low, and it's now quickly 3-0 here to Bollinger. After striking out the first man, Kienholz having to battle all the way back to Bollinger. And he'll start here at the 3-0 pitch. Well, miss low, so 4-pitch walk, and Bollinger's been on base both times with a walk. Excuse me, that's Muth, and that'll bring up Joe Schmidt. That's the first time he's been on base. Joe Schmidt is 0 for 1. He struck out looking in his first at-bat. Solik and Garrett's are the only 2 guys with base hits so far. A pickoff attempt and back in safely is Seth Muth.
1 out, and your number 3 hitter at the plate. We'll see if Mitchell tries to get Muth into scoring position at some point during this at bat. Don't have any idea what kind of speed Muth might have, but we do know what a good arm and good pop time Cade Hinkle has behind the plate.
First pitch was over for strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that's fouled back to the screen, and it's now 0-2 here to Jonah Schmidt. One of the 4 strikeout victims so far in the ball game.
And I'm sure that Coach Luke Norton for Post 18 knows over in the third base coaching box that he's probably dealing with one of the better catchers in South Dakota.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Runner is off with the pitch. It's going to be lined in the left field for a base hit. Rounding second, heading to third. The throw coming in. It will be late, and it will be a single for Schmidt. And the third base will be Muth as he was on the move on the 0-2 count. And it's going to be a base hit, and it's now first and third with 1 down.
And a good place to run at 0-2. And a lot of times you end up getting a pitch outside the strike zone, a little tougher pitch for the catcher to handle. And that time Schmidt just went up and got one kind of up in the zone, lined it into left field, and Mitchell's got runners in the corners now with 1 out.
Solik tried to bunt the ball to begin the at-bat and try for a safety squeeze, but bunted it foul. And we'll see if any bunt attempt is still on here with an 0-1 count. Here is the 0-1 pitch, not bunting, pops it high up in the air. Hansen goes back out. Kruger comes all the way in. He will make the catch all the way near the second base side, as that wind really brought that one back. Isaac Pollock and Hansen were behind second base, and Kruger continued. He called him off, and then he continued to kept coming in, and almost was in the infield by the time he made the catch because of how much the wind brought it back.
Yeah, and that's, I think, a telltale sign of how much that wind is going to play havoc with any ball that gets up above the grandstand tonight.
So now there's 2 away for Joe Van Overshield as the first pitch is upstairs for ball 1. Van Overshield on his at-bat is when end up trying to steal second with Solik. The throw got into center field, allowing Bollinger to score. Pickoff attempt and back in safely is Jonah Schmidt. Van Overshield walked. He stole second, but was left stranded over at second base. Back in the top of the first. 1-0 score here in the top of the third. 2 down. Runners at the corners. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. And it's 1-1. Runner takes second without a play. As it's now second and third with 2 away.
It's a second base runner that Mitchell has stolen second on without a throw, and albeit both times it was with runners on third base. With 2 outs, you would have thought that Hinkle would have made a play, and so
there one's a line towards center field. Kruger coming in, but it won't make the catch, and he'll throw it into short to cut off, and it's going to be a 2 RBI single with 2 outs here in the top of the third inning for Joe Van Overshield. And it's now a 3-0 lead. And I think maybe Kruger thought that ball was going to carry out to him, but the wind dropped that one down, and Van Overshield's got a 2 RBI single. And it's a 3-0 lead now for Mitchell with 2 away here in the top of the third inning.
And first time we've seen Kruger in center field this year, and he's playing about average depth, and you kind of wonder with the way that wind is blowing, if maybe you could play a little closer to the infield. I mean, he covers a lot of ground. He certainly did on that one pop fly that he caught.
Runner takes off at the pitch, and that one's fouled back, so it's now 1-1 here to Ryan McGinnis, who is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. We are one of just 2 sets of games being played today. Post 22 Hard Hats are in Harrisburg. First game has gone final, 6-0 win for Harrisburg over Post 22. Here's a 1-1 pitch. It's upstairs, and it's now 2-1.
We were watching the Post 22 Facebook feed a little earlier today and saw that they had posted that there was somewhere between 15 and 30 Major League scouts at that game. There's a couple of both current and future prospects that may be draft eligible playing in that game for Post 22 in Harrisburg.
2-1 pitch is at the knees, and it's now 2-2. A couple of names that will probably be called this year. We'll see probably Branson Keel be called, and potentially you could see Chase Mason. He might be called, and that one will be, and again, for both those guys, we'll see what they want to do, because you can decline to go to the Major League team and end up going to college. As the 2-2 pitch comes in. That one is taken for strike 3, and Ryan McGinnis goes down on strikes for the second time in the ballgame. 2-run score on 2 hits in the inning. No errors and 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the third. A 3-0 lead for Mitchell here over Post State. You're listening to Post State Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Your home and business are important to you, and you need quality furnace and air conditioning products and service. With a combined 50-plus years of experience, AirTech Heating and Cooling provides you with just that service. Call 945-0160 for sales, service, and installation of furnaces, air conditioning, and heat pumps. AirTech Heating and Cooling features the American Standard products. Sales, installation, and service. You want the best, and that's what you'll find at AirTech Heating and Cooling in Pierre.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
Bottom of the third inning, it is a 3-0 lead here for Mitchell over Post State. As it'll be the top of the order, and Cade Hinkle, Matt Hansen, and Andy Gordon. He might reach his base. It'll be then to Bennett Dean. As Greg, you pointed at something, looks like they're looking at the umpires are just looking at the mound.
Yeah, it looks like there's part of the rubber on the first base side is dug down a little bit. That's kind of where Lincoln Keenholz likes to start his delivery at, and I don't know if that was a point of contention from Jake Helleloyd or maybe Coach Norden from Mitchell, but it certainly drew the attention of both Alan Goodman, the home plate umpire, and Coach Lewis, who's umping the bases and Sean Lewis, who's umping the bases in game number 1 today.
So it'll be Cade Hinkle. Everything seems to be okay, and we're ready for the bottom of the third to begin here at Hyatt Stadium. As Cade Hinkle walks in, he walked his first trip to the plate was thrown out on a fielder's choice when he was at third base. First pitch is bounced in for ball 1. Lloyd he worked around those 3 walks. Since then, the only guy that's been on base is because it was a fielder's choice. He retired basically the last 6 in a row. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's upstairs and is now 2-0.
Lincoln Keenholz 62 pitches so far through 3 complete innings. Jake Helloyd comes into the 3rd inning having thrown just 34 pitches.
Here's the 2-0 pitch to Cade Hinkle. That will also bounce in and is now 3-0. Lloyd had no problems with the bottom 5 of the order, bottom 6 of the order, really. But the first 3 allowed those free passes, and now he's a 1 pitch away from allowing Hinkle to get back to first base. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Outside, a 4-pitch walk to Hinkle. Leadoff man is aboard, just like they were in the bottom of the first. On a walk.
And we've talked about at different times that sometimes that first inning, I mean, you just got to work through that first inning, and if you can get through that inning and just kind of get a rhythm and kind of loosen up a little bit, shouldn't have any problem loosening up today when it's 100 degrees outside.
Here's Matt Hansen. First pitch to him is outside for ball 1, so 5 straight misses from Lloyd to open up the bottom of the 3rd inning. Coach Nas yelling out the numbers for the sign. Can't believe it'd be anything other than a take sign. 1-0 pitch. No, Hansen will swing at it, and it's now 1-1.
Coach Nas down at third base with his hands on his hips. Can't tell if that is a stature of why'd you do that, or just a okay. Keep being aggressive.
Here's now the 1-1 pitch to Hansen. That one will miss low, and the count's now 2-1. Aaron Booth, the first base coach here in game number 1. I think Spencer Lettler was trying to find a way to put himself as a first base coach in game number 2. That is if Aaron Booth wants to, I guess, give it up. He looks like a coach over there, doesn't he?
He does.
He looks like he knows the part. Hansen will be hit by a pitch again. So we're almost the exact same start to this inning where they walk and hit by a pitch. It's exactly how the first inning started, and it's first and second here with nobody out. We'll see if Booth got the he's putting it on like an elbow guard instead of putting it on like a shin guard from Matt Hansen.
He was all geared up. Aaron Booth was all geared up during infield. It looked like he was playing the role of bullpen catcher today, and so he's filling a variety of roles for this shorthanded, injury-riddled post-8 team right now.
Say now he's showing off the new elbow guard instead of the shin guard to the rest of his teammates over the first base dugout. Lloyd will work for the stretch. Here's the first pitch to Andy Gordon. Gordon will swing and foul that one back to the screen, and it's 0-1. Every team needs a guy like Aaron Booth. I don't care whatever sport it is. Every team's got to have a guy like Aaron Booth.
Aaron Booth will keep that dugout very loose. I don't think you can walk by Aaron Booth without cracking some level of a smile.
That one's lined to center field. A sliding grab by the center fielder. On the transfer is when he dropped it. The out still remains, and it's first and second here with the one down as Gordon flies out to the center fielder. Bollinger came up with the catch, and then as he was starting to transition the glove, that's when the ball popped out and hit the ground. There wasn't even a motion from Sean Lewis, a transfer. He just kept his hand up saying it's out to not even let anybody think anything different than it was going to be called an out, as Bennett Dean will step to the plate as the first pitch is outside for ball 1, which was the correct call. That was definitely on the transfer that the ball was dropped out from Bollinger out in center field.
Yeah, I don't think there was any argument from any of the Pierre faithful or Coach Nas. I don't think anybody had an issue with that one.
There's a ground ball up the middle. Slow roller, going to be tough to turn. A flip at second is in time from the shortstop Schmidt to Solik to get the runner at second, Hansen. Bennett Dean safe at first without a throw. I don't think there was any possibility at all. I think by the time that the ball got to second base, Dean was almost already at first base, but is now first and third here with 2 away to bring up Gary Nedved.
Yeah, just a slow roller, kind of an almost swing from Dean that Schmidt, the shortstop, had to come in and actually had to make kind of a quick flip to Solek to retire Hansen.
First pitch is a grounder to the third baseman. Elwayne will make the play. The throw to first is dug out at first base by Garrison. That will retire the side here in the bottom of the third inning. So Post State unable to score once again with a runner on third base. And with 2 outs, no run score, no hits in the inning, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We head to the top of the fourth, still 3-0 lead for Mitchell. And listen to Post State Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
When something just isn't right, it's natural to talk about it. If you had a toothache, you'd tell someone. If you found out you had diabetes, you'd learn to take care of it. But when you're feeling stressed, sad, or worried, you're less likely to tell someone. Why do we treat physical and mental health so differently? There is no difference. We all need someone to talk to, and there's nothing shameful about wanting to be healthy for you. When you just need someone to talk to, contact Rising Hope Counseling at 494-1500 or risinghope605.com. Rising Hope Counseling, offering hope, healing, and change. Rising Hope Counseling, because if you have hope, you have everything.
As we welcome you back here, top of the fourth inning, it will be 7-8-9 once again here for Mitchell. Mason Garrett, Tate Elwayne, and Carson Fahey. As we had a few more of the grounds crew come out. Ryan Kruger, Pete Keenholz came out to check it on the mound as well to see what might be the issue and what they might be able to do to fix the issue.
Now, home plate umpire Alan Goodman over talking to Coach Luke Norden from Mitchell, and we are going to have an emergency visit from the grounds crew out to the mound.
So as they are starting to work on that, maybe it won't be too much of a issue to work out for the mound, but it will be a little bit of a delay, which on a night like tonight, right now, radar not showing a whole lot, but if that continues to hold off for a little bit, we might be able to get a little bit more of the game, that second game in. Obviously, there's still that good possibility that we get both games in without any problems, but there is that threat of a severe weather that is coming in tonight. And, of course, if we do need to go on air for severe weather coverage, News Director Zach Nelson, DT Meyer, they'll be on the FM stations on 104.5 and on Capital City Rock and also on Country 95.3. So that we'll direct you, once they go on air and go Facebook Live as well, we'll direct you over to the FM stations. If you're right now listening, kind of have the radio on, maybe that you're ready for severe weather coverage, well, it might be on another station prior to it going on to the AM station. But if it's close enough here, we'll have to go to YouTube-only broadcast as they'll go to the AM. Of course, that also probably means that we're probably minutes away from being wrapped up for a little while, at least having a little bit of a rain delay if they're going to be taking over the AM station, because it's going to be we've kind of worked it out where if it's close enough to Pierre that they'll take over the AM station, well, again, that probably means that we're going to have to get off the field fairly quickly at that point.
Just checking the radar, it looks like the only thing that has popped up right now is there is a line of storms up on the Montana North Dakota border from just north of Glendive in Montana, stretching pretty much straight up the border between Montana and North Dakota all the way into southern Canada. But as of now, that looks to be the only severe weather threat in the region. But like you said, John, I mean, this is a night where it could change very quickly.
And that's they have a tornado watch here. I believe they've got that issue. They're supposed to have a tornado watch being issued at some point for the evening for that area that's getting hit right now with a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings. for those that again are listening and kind of maybe waiting for potential of us getting on the air at any point, hopefully you've already got your plan on what you're going to do if severe weather strikes. Zach always talks about being weather aware, and today is definitely a day to be weather aware, and hopefully maybe you're out, maybe you've been out on the boat today, maybe you got us on the radio here on the boat. Well, make sure you know how to quickly get out off the water, get into a sturdy structure to make sure that you are safe tonight, because it could get pretty dicey around not even around our listening area, just around the state. I mean, when it says that the towns that have, when I was looking at it today, it said towns affected by in South Dakota. It said all of South Dakota.
Yep. Yeah, and I'm just looking at a graphic that was posted by the National Weather Service office out of Aberdeen, and they put together a matrix that kind of lays out the approximate timing of when at least they think the storms may come to light in these areas. And in the Pierre area, they're first saying that by around 10 o'clock tonight looks to be when things may begin firing up, but by midnight they list the chance as significant, is how they characterize it.
So we'll continue to keep an eye on it as we are back to baseball. The first pitch to open up the top of the fourth is taken for ball one. A 3-0 lead here for Mitchell in this first game. 7-8-9, Mason Garrett, Tate Elwayne, and Carson Fahey. There's a little blooper to the first baseman. Dean will make the catch right near the bag, and the leadoff man retired here in the top of the fourth inning. I believe Dean even tagged the bag. Can't get 2 outs out of it, but hey, always make sure he's out.
Yeah, you just always are cautious, and you just want to make sure that the umpire, he probably saw the catch, want to make sure that he sees the bag touch as well.
First pitch to Tate Elwayne is missed for ball one. He flew out to the right fielder, Jack Van Camp, part of that double play, as he'll fly that one to left field. That one will get out of play, and it's now a 1-1 count.
Never take anything for granted, especially, tonight being a perfect night where you don't take anything for granted. So like John said, stay close to your radio, your weather radios, TV stations. There's a lot of different ways you can get storm updates, but tonight's the night when you should be clued in on all of that.
1-1 pitch is a check swing that was not held up in time by Elwayne, is now 1-2. The third baseman, who, again, 0 for 1 so far. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one will come in and hit Elwayne, and it's now runner on first base with 1 down.
And again, a count where the pitcher's up 1-2 and gives up a free pass that puts the leadoff batter of the inning on here in the top of the fourth on base for Mitchell.
So here's Carson Fahey, who struck out looking in his first at-bat. First pitch to him, big swing and a miss. And it's 0-1. Top of the order is on deck. Parker Bollinger, who's 0 for 1. So far, as the pickoff attempt and back in safely is Elwayne. It's been the fourth free pass, so 2 walks in the first, a walk in the third, and now hit by a pitch. So far from Lincoln Keenel is the 0-1 pitch. Upstairs is now 1-1. That goes along with the 5 strikeouts that Keenel's has sent down the Mitchell hitters. 1-1 pitch from Keenel's to Fahey. That one's at the letters and is now 1-2.
Infield for post 8, back in the middle. Andy Gordon even with the bag at third. Bennett Dean holding the runner on at first.
Here's a 1-2 pitch from Keenel's. That one's popped foul. They'll get all the way out of play behind the press box, and we'll do it again here at 1-2.
Nice crowd on hand today for this doubleheader between Pierre Post 8 and Mitchell Post 18. Even though it is a little toasty outside.
1-2 pitch again. Off-speed pitch has popped up into shallow right field. Jack Van Camp will come in. He'll make the catch much easier than he had the first time around. And there's now 2 down, and it's back to the top of the order for Parker Bollinger. We're in the top of the fourth inning, and will be interesting to see how far Lincoln Keynoles goes and who that next man will be to throw. Might be Jack Van Camp. He's also could be the game 2 starter. Might see Andy Gordon come in and pitch. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1.
Yeah, right now, based upon who's available in the dugout, it's got to be a position player, because I think the only healthy body on the Legion roster that isn't.
There's a back pick attempt, and diving back in safely is Elwayne, as that pitch missed low in the dirt, and the count's now 2-0.
The only rostered player that is healthy, fully healthy right now is Brady Getz, who pitched yesterday. They do have Matthew Coverdale in uniform today as sort of the in case of emergency player.
Runner is off the pitch to throw to second. That is in time. Hansen will get the tag down, and they will throw out Elwayne to end the top of the fourth inning. Good throw from Hinkle to Hansen. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. Unconventional way to go 1-2-3 as we head to the bottom of the fourth. It is a 3-0 lead here for Mitchell over Post State. You're listening to Post State Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Hey, it's Julia from Milwaukee Federal Credit Union, letting you know that our recreational special is back again, with terms up to 10 years, no payments for 90 days, and rates as low as 2.4% APR. Apply online or stop in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre and let Jameson or I get you started.
People helping people. Hawaii Federal Credit Union.
Pierre Sports Center is your local Ranger Boat and Mercury Outboard dealer. They're a must-see for your Ranger boat needs. See their selection of Mercury outboard motors for more power. Pierre Sports Center can help you with financing and other boating needs. Need service for your boat or trailer to keep you going? Pierre Sports Center is your one-stop shop. Pierre Sports Center, Ranger Boats, and Mercury Outboard. A combination that can't be beat. Pierre Sports Center, 1440 North Garfield Avenue in Pierre. Or give them a call, 224-5546.
As we welcome you back here at the bottom of the fourth inning here at Hyatt Stadium, as it will be 6, 7, and 8 for Post State. Brecken Kruger, Isaac Polak, and Jack Merkwan. Then Jack Van Camp would be the man to come to the plate if anybody reaches base here in the bottom of the fourth inning as Post State trails 3-0. 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors so far for Mitchell, no runs, no hits, and 1 error so far for Post State. So Hell Lloyd, who has been a little inconsistent in the strike zone, because Post State has left 5 men on base overall in the 3 innings, but they don't have a base hit yet.
So he's throwing a no-hitter.
He is throwing a no-hitter through 3 innings.
No-hitter, 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 no-hitter?
It did work yesterday. Here's the first pitch to Brecken Kruger, and he'll foul that one away. That would have been.
Just want to make sure he's throwing a no-hitter, right?
That would have been pretty good if the first pitch swinging Kruger would get a base hit. We would have. The announcer's jinx is still intact. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Kruger. Outside, and it's now 1-1. Just like when somebody shooting free throws so well. Oh, they're 6 for 6 here tonight. Next one's missed.
Yep.
Oh, okay, now he's 6 for 7. Oh, he's 6 for 8 now, too. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And it bounces in. It's now 2-1.
Yeah, Hell Lloyd, even though he's not allowed a hit, has the 2 walks and the 3 hit batters. 49 pitches on the day so far for Hell Lloyd, but only 25 for strikes. So his strike rate is just over 50%.
That 2-1 pitch is over at the knees and is now 2-2. Here the leadoff hitter, Brecken Kruger, ground out to the shortstop in his first at-bat and ground into the 6-4 fielder's choice to end the first inning. Here's now the 2-2 pitch to Brecken Kruger. That one misses low, and the count is now full to leadoff man. On deck is Isaac Polak, who struck out swinging in his first at-bat. 3-2 pitch from Jake Helloyd. Has to work from the windup and delivers the payoff pitch. Kruger swings and misses, and there's one down. As Kruger's now 0 for 2. That's just the 4th strikeout of the ball game so far for Helloyd. As Isaac Polak will come to the plates. Lloyd. Long looking the catcher and Van Overshield. The first pitch is over for strike one.
Yeah, Isaac Polak comes into today hitting .273 on the year, 3 hits and 11 at bats, 2 RBIs, 2 big RBIs. I mean, that ended up being the difference in that post-22 game where the 8s won 9-6 last week.
A 1 pitch misses just low and is now 1-1. You're listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station, as we've hit that 6 o'clock hour on this warm Thursday evening. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one is over at the knees and is now 1-2. Got another set of games here this week, still Saturday nights, 5 and 7:30. We'll play here at Hyde Stadium. A little bit unusual for the start times, but I believe the Junior Legion team's playing here. There's a ground ball back to the pitcher, and that throw is high, and it will be a air charge to the pitcher, and Lloyd on the throw too high for Garrett's over at first base.
Yeah, and just kind of a swinging bunt. Lloyd comes off the mound, comes down close to the first baseline. Polak with good speed down the line, and maybe forced Lloyd to get rid of the ball a little quicker than maybe what he wanted to, and just airmailed the throw down the right field line, and luckily for Mitchell, Carson Fahey right there to back up the play. Otherwise Polak certainly would have been standing at second, maybe third, even depending upon how far that ball might have been rattling around in the right field corner. But Fahey, a good job on the backup.
Pickoff attempt, and Polak, who was back in safely. Polak was very close to making a little bit of a hitch to go to second base, which he had to get back to first fairly quickly, make sure he couldn't get thrown out. There's a ground ball left side. That one will be an infield single for Jack Merkwan. Polak was off of the pitch, so out of position with Schmidt trying to go cover the bag, and it was a slow roller that Merkwan will get an infield single, and you take him any way you can get him, and that could hopefully that brings into a lot of base hits now for Jack Merkwan.
Well, and just a hit and run that executed perfectly, because if Polak's not off with the pitch, that's probably a double play ball that Jonas Schmidt, because it would have been right where he would have been standing, and certainly would have gotten at least one out, if not two.
Here's now Jack Van Camp. He'll bunt the ball. Diving for it was Lloyd, couldn't make the catch. Everybody's going to be safe. An infield single for Van Camp, and it's now back-to-back hits for Post State, their first 2 of the ball game. The bases are loaded here with 1 down, as it'll bring up Cade Hinkle. The bases are loaded.
Yeah, I'm not sure, does that go down as a hit or an error? Because Lloyd, even though he had to dive, he looked like he actually overdove. It actually kind of landed, in between his arms when he dove. So I don't know. I'll defer to the official scorer down the line and assistant director of the KCCR research department.
As Cade Hinkle will take strike 1. I would say that's no matter if you dive or not, it's almost got to be, unless you're tripping and falling.
Calls it a single.
He calls it a single. There we go. I don't even got to talk him into it. But I would agree with him. The 0-1 pitch here to Hinkle. That one is a check swing, bouncing in the dirt, and it's now 1-1. Hinkle's been on base with 2 walks so far. A walk at this point will drive in the first run of the ball game for Post State, and a 3-0 lead for Mitchell. With the bases loaded, 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th.
A couple of big at-bats coming up for Post State right here.
Here's the 1-1 pitch from Lloyd. Hinkle grounds it to the right side. That's through for a base hit. 1 run will come in to score. Merkwan's getting the wave around. He's going to come in to score. And it's first and third in the 2 RBI single for Cade Hinkle. And Post State's back within 1. And still a runner in scoring position here with 1 down.
Yeah, Mitchell had the defense in at the corners. They were playing back, and Hinkle just takes a hard ground ball through the right side, and Post State, with runners in scoring position. Nathan Nas did not hesitate at all in getting that arm going, and Polak scored from third, and then Merkwan scored from second, and the 8s are back in this ball game.
That pitch will nearly get away. Went off the umpire behind home plate from after it went off of Joe Van Overshield. Van Camp was unable to score because of that. Otherwise, it would have been a 3-3 game, but Hinkle moves up 90 feet to second. So it's now second and third. Speed of Merkwan at second base on that hit from Kate Hinkle. There was no question from Nathan Nas that he was going to send him and have him score and end up being without a throw anyway. And it's a 3-2 ball game, and all of a sudden Matt Hansen here with a base hit with Hinkle at second base. Van Camp over at third. Base hit makes this a 4-3 lead. They take their first lead here. Might be one of the first leads that they've had in the game one of a doubleheader all year. As the count's now 2-0.
Mitchell outfielders are playing relatively shallow all the way around, especially with the way that this wind has been blowing in. Although I don't think it's quite as blowing as hard as it was maybe earlier in this game.
2-0 pitch, pulling the string on the off-speed pitch, and Hansen swings through it, and it's now 2-1.
Good off-speed pitch from Helloyd right there, and like you said, Hansen over the top on that one, but still in control of the count at 2-1.
Here is now the 2-1 pitch. That one will bounce. Doesn't get away too far away from Van Overshield. No chance for Van Camp to score, but the count is now 3-1. Andy Gordon is on deck. No action so far yet in the Mitchell bullpen out in left field, which is, a one for Helloyd, a confidence boost, and for Coach Luke Norton saying, hey, go get him. But the availability of the pitchers that Mitchell has, they have everybody available, but they're still giving a long leash to Helloyd. 3-1 pitches, line foul. Jack Van Camp might be seeing that ball as he goes to sleep tonight. Might be in his nightmares. I think that scared him a little bit. He dropped down to a knee, and he kind of dropped his head a little bit, take a deep breath. So the count's full at 3-2. Helloyd from the stretch. And trying to pick off at second Hinkle, but he didn't make the throw, and Hinkle's back in safely.
I've always thought that's an indication that if as a pitcher you're worried more about the guy on second base than you are about the batter, that helps the batter.
As the 3-2 pitch misses, and it's ball 4, and the bases are now loaded here with one down to bring up Andy Gordon. Yeah, that's one of those where if you're a coach and you make that play or make that turn, you're almost to the point where you're saying you better get him. You better make that worth it to pick someone off that's not the lead runner. Especially a situation like that when he was not the lead runner, he's at second base. But the bases are now loaded here with one down. Here's Andy Gordon. First pitch to him, swing and a miss. Good off-speed pitch again there from Helloyd. Seems that to be the pitch that he's able to spot up right now and throw for strikes, or at least get a swing and a miss from the post-8 hitters.
Yeah, and unless you've got a play on, or you're pretty sure that you can backpick that second runner.
That one's grounded back up the middle. It'll be fielded by the shortstop. Flip to second for one. Throw to first. Not on the bag was the first baseman, so the game is going to be tied as Garrett's couldn't find the first base bag as he was about a half a step away from first base, and Gordon's safe at first. Now first and third. 3-3 ball game with 2 away here in the bottom of the fourth, and Bennett Dean has a chance to give Post 8 their first lead.
Yeah, and probably what would have been a double play had Garrett's been able to find the bag, and a break there for Post 8, and we'll see if they can make that one hurt here now that they've come back to tie this game up at 3.
Here's the first pitch to Dean. There's a ground ball, the right side, blocked up by Solik at second base, looking like a catcher. The throw to first is in time, and it retires the side here in the bottom of the fourth inning. As 8 men come to the plate, Post 8 ties the game up. 3 runs on 3 hits of the inning, 1 error, and 2 men left on base. We head to the top of the 5th inning, a brand new ball game. Post 8 and Mitchell tied at 3. Listen to Post 8 baseball. Today is KCCR, and today is KCCR.com.
When you want the best prices and best selection, go to Wegner Auto in Pierre. The certified sales staff at Wegner Auto will provide you service after the sale and how to get easy financing. Check out their website, WegnerAuto.com, or stop in. They have the best prices and won't be undersold. Wegner Auto has the region's largest selection with over 280 new and quality pre-owned vehicles. GM certified pre-owned vehicles give you peace of mind with their 12-month or 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty and 5-year or 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Log on to WegnerAuto.com or stop by Wegner Auto in Pierre, South Dakota's oldest auto dealer since 1907.
Evermore Boutique, where fashion doesn't have to break the bank. See them for men's, women's, and children's clothing, shoes, accessories, and so much more. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday from noon to 7, Saturdays from 11 to 6, and Sundays from noon to 5. Visit Evermore Boutique, located at 104 South Pierre Street in Pierre, or give them a call today, 605-494-0194. That's Evermore Boutique in Pierre.
As we welcome you back to the top of the fifth inning, Lincoln Keenholz is still on the mound looking to keep this a tie ball game, as it'll be the top of the order once again for Mitchell. The third time they've come to the plate, all 3 times they've been leading off in the odd number innings. Parker Bollinger, Seth Muth, and Jonas Schmidt are the first 3 hitters. They've combined for those first and third innings to score all 3 runs so far for Mitchell. 1 in the first and 2 in the third. And Keenholz looking to buck the trend here in the top of the fifth.
Have to expect that as Lincoln Keenholz comes in, first pitch of this inning will be his 77th on the day. Kind of wonder if this might not just be his last inning of work. Really haven't had a chance to stretch him out much. Even during the spring season, he had a couple starts during the spring season and really never stretched him out very much. I think he only threw 18 innings during the spring season, so this probably will be one of his longest outings on the year if he finishes this inning.
The first 2 pitches are over for strikes to Bollinger. As here is the now 0-2 pitch from Keenholz. On the outside corner, but doesn't get the call, and the count's now 1-2. A good spot there on 0-2 to try and get Bollinger to chase. He struck out swinging in his first official at-bat, second plate appearance. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one is taken for strike 3 on the curveball that drops in. And Keenholz will start the bottom of the top of the fifth inning with a strikeout, as it'll bring up Seth Muth with nobody on and 1 down here at the top of the fifth.
Yeah, Bollinger just frozen on the curveball in the inside corner and just stood in the batter's box for about a second.
As he'll try and bunt his way on, but he bunts it foul. And it's 0-1. 6th strikeout of the ball game now from Lincoln Keenholz. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, and now 1 here in the fifth. Here is the 0-1 pitch upstairs, and it's now 1-1. Muth is not recorded an official at-bat yet, has sacrificed bunt in the top of the first, and then also walked, and he came around to score on the 2 RBI single from Joe Van Overshield. Counts now 2-1 here to Muth. Sun's trying to peek its way out, mostly in the clouds for the majority of this first game. 2-1 pitch is at the knees, and is now 2-2 to Seth Muth. From the windup, here is now the 2-2 pitch. One comes well inside over the top of Muth, ducks out of the way of it, and the count's now full. Here 3-2 with 1 down in the top of the fifth inning. Here comes the payoff pitch. That one's popped foul out of play. We'll do it again at 3-2. Sound like it might have got a car back there.
Ooh, those are always sickening sounds. That just kind of dull thud. You feel for the people that might be in harm's way.
3-2 pitch is just a bit upstairs, and it's a 1-out walk to Muth. Second time he's walked in the ball game, and that'll bring up Jonas Schmidt. Well, we're looking like we started the top of the third over again. A strikeout of Bollinger leads to a walk of Muth. Schmidt, he walked in his last plate appearance. First pitch misses low for ball 1. See who will warm up, if anybody will go warm up.
I don't think you got anybody that can warm up unless.
I guess, yeah, that's true. So there'll be somebody on the field that's going to come pitch. 1-0 is missed low and is now 2-0. And where this game sits, you might see Jack Van Camp come in here in relief, trying to keep this a 3-3 game. Here's now the 2-0 pitch. Runner takes off. Is taken for a strike. Throw to second, not in time, as Muth was able to slide around Matt Hansen. So it's now a 2-1 count with 1 down and a runner on second base here in the top of the fifth inning.
Might be a situation where, depending upon how far Lincoln Keenholz goes
as that one's grounded to the left side. Fielded by Gordon on the run. The throw is going to be a wild one as it's going to get above the first baseman, Dean, over towards the dugout, hit the netting, and the runner will move up to second and over to third base. So it's second and third here with one down. On the air is going to be charged to Andy Gordon.
And again, a play that Gordon had to go far to his left to make the grab, and was able to take a look at Muth at second base to make sure that he wasn't going to go to third. But when he did, when he moved and moved to square his shoulders, just didn't quite all the way square it around, get his feet set, and the throw sailed over the head of the first baseman.
First pitch to Dylan Solik is taken for ball one. Infield is in all the way around. Here with one down the top of the fifth, 1-0 pitch. There's a ground ball to Hansen. The runner breaks for home. They'll throw the plate. They've got him tagged out at home. He was off with contact, and a good play from Matt Hansen to fire a strike to Hinkle. And there's now two down, and there's runners at the corners. And it's still a 3-3 ball game.
Yeah, Muth breaks right away on first contact, but a one-hop ground ball right to Matt Hansen, drawn in on the grass, and makes the play. And then sometimes when you got the play right in front of you like that, sometimes you tend to rush the throw. But just a nice throw from Hansen to Hinkle, and they get Muth by about 3 steps at home plate.
Now here's Joe Van Overshield, who had the 2 RBI single his last time at the plate. First pitch is over for strike one. He had that 2 RBI single with 2 outs in the top of the third. And now here at the top of the fifth, he's got a runner in scoring position and an 0-1 count. Runner takes off. That's taken for a strike. No throw to second. So now 2 runners are in scoring position on the steal from Dylan Solik. And it'll be Joe Van Overshield against Lincoln Keenholz. Here comes the 0-2 pitch from the right-hander. Taken for strike 3, and Joe Van Overshield goes down on strikes to end the top of the fifth inning. It froze him, and he takes it for strike 3, and will retire the side. No runs on no hits, 1 error, and 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the fifth inning. Mitchell and Pierre tied at 3. You listen to Post 8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates, at your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
BankWest Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent to put BankWest Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
As we welcome you back here, bottom of the fifth inning, it will be Gary Nedved, Brecken Kruger, and Isaac Pollock to lead things off. 5, 6, and 7 here for the Eights, tied 3-3. Looking to take that lead. They scored all 3 runs in that bottom of the fourth inning, thanks to a 2 RBI single from Hinkle and an RBI fielder's choice from Gordon. We've got a brand new ball game, and Lincoln Keenholz able to get out of that top of the fifth inning without allowing a run. So here is the bottom of the fifth, an opportunity for Post State against Jake Helloyd as Nedved will step in to be the leadoff hitter. Here's the first pitch. Off speed, that's missed upstairs for ball 1.
Nedved on the year, coming in batting .222, 2 hits and 9 trips. He's got the only triple of the year for Post 8 so far. 1 run scored and a .667 OPS on the year for the rising senior.
There's a ground ball left side, and it will be just foul, as it was Elwayne that didn't field it cleanly. That was very, very close down the third base line. And maybe Elwayne hit it, and he wasn't trying to make a play on it. He just wanted to hit it as soon as it went foul. And, of course, the home plate umpire, we have a good sight of it up here in the press box, but Very, very close. That's a very close play for Elwayne over at third base. Here's the now 1-1 pitch. Comes inside and is now 2-1.
Yeah, and Elwine would have had a tough play. I mean, Nedved runs well, but Elwine, as his momentum would have been carrying him actually off towards foul ground, might have had a tough throw to first base.
There's a line drive base hit for Nedved going the other way. As they'll poke it out to right field, and leadoff man is on base. Fourth hit of the ball game here for Poe State. And see if they can get something with their bottom half of the order. With the number 5 man reaching first, and we bring up Brecken Kruger, who is 0 for 2 so far here in game number 1.
Wouldn't surprise me if we see a bunt right here. Kruger, one of the better bunters on the team, showed that multiple times in the spring season. An opportunity to potentially move Nedved into scoring position for 7, 8, and 9 in the order.
Here's the first pitch from Helloyd. Kruger not bunting. He'll poke that out towards center field. That one is going to drop in, but Nedved didn't get off towards second quick enough, and it dropped right in front of the center fielder, Bollinger, to throw him out at second, so it's going to go down as a fielder's choice, and still just runner on first base with 1 out.
Yeah, and one of those plays where you really hung up in no man's land was Nedved, just a fly ball that dropped in front of Bollinger, kind of not too far behind the second baseman, and so Nedved, unsure as to whether Bollinger could get there or not, had to hold up, and unfortunately goes down as an 8-6 fielder's choice.
So now here's Isaac Pollock with 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning. First pitch is taken for a strike. He is 0 for 2. He reached on air back in the bottom of the 4th. That got everything rolling as after he reached on air, came around to score on the 2 RBI single from Cade Hinkle. Pickoff attempt and back in safely is going to be Kruger at first base.
Kruger runs well. We'll see if Pollock can put something and put a line drive together, especially to the right side. Would not surprise me to see Kruger not break stride. He's got good speed. You'd like to see him end up on third base on any ball to the outfield.
Here's the 0-1 pitch, and Pollock will foul it off on the right side towards the first base dugout, and the count is now 0-2. Here to Isaac Pollock, who was supposed to play right field, now playing second base. Here in this in game number 1, I haven't seen a ground ball hit his way yet, or even a pop. There's one pop-up that was hit around his area, but it was taken by Kruger out in shallow right center field. Pollock swings and misses. He'll go down and strikes to throw to second. Kruger slides head first, but he's out at second, and that will be a strike him out, throw him out to retire the side here in the bottom of the 5th inning. So a strike him out, throw him out from Helloyd to Van Overshield to the shortstop Schmidt. And it's a, unconventional 1-2-3 inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no one left on base. We head to the top of the 6th inning. Still a 3-3 ball game between Pierre and Mitchell. You're listening to Post State Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Home Care Services is a private agency committed to providing expert advice and specialized care to those who want to remain living independently at home. Home Care Service has a team of nurses, caregivers, and administrative staff that offers a full range of in-home support services to our area. For more information about Home Care Services, call 224-2273. Expert advice, professional care. Home Care Services, 224-2273.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
As we welcome you back here to High Stadium, top of the 6th inning, as it will be Lincoln Keenels still on the mound here. He's got 9 pitches left to work with, as he's thrown 96 so far. and he'll deal with Ryan McGinnis to lead things off. Here's the first pitch upstairs for ball one. For Lincoln Keenels here, as we'll kind of counting down the pitches left to go that he has, you want to make quick work of anybody that comes to the plate. As that one's popped up, right field, Jack Van Camp. There's 2 of your 9 pitches to record the first down here in the top of the 6th inning. So that already is a big lift to whoever would come in next. And one possibility we might see, Greg, is if Jack Van Camp comes in here in the 6th inning or even the 7th inning, we might see him start game 2 as well, depending on how many pitches he throws. First pitch is taken for ball 1 to Mason Garrett's, who's 1 for 2. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's just a bit upstairs, and it's now 2-0. That's 4 of the 9 that Keenels has here in this 6th inning. The 2-0 pitch, swinging a foul tip. And it's now 2-1.
So he's at 101, correct?
Yep, 101. So he's got four pitches left. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one is taken. So 3 pitches left to go. This would be a big strikeout here if he can get this before the 105 mark, because he could try and get a one if he gets Garrett's out. 2-2 pitch while he comes in and hits him. And so now it's going to be runner on first. That was pitch 103. So he has at least one more batter. As we'll have a pinch runner for Mason Garrett's. Tate Elwain will be the next hitter. Trying to see who that might be for Mitchell. They always turn the wrong way. I think it might be number 5.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That does me a whole lot of good without don't have the lineup card in front of me right now.
I can help you.
There we go. For the
Brock
pickup,
Sparks.
Brock Sparks over at first base. He has to dive back in safely. Getting that uniform dirty 15 seconds after he gets on base. So now here is Tate Elwain. First pitch, chopper foul, and this will be Keenel's last batter. As this is going to be pitch number 105 upcoming. He can finish out this at-bat, but this will be his last batter. If he gets him out, lets him get on base, no matter what, he'll have to come out of the ball game. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Runner takes off. Outside, the throw to second is going to be off of the runner Sparks. He's safe at second, and the count's now 1-1. That's a good. Well, if you're playing kickball rules, that's a good throw from Hinkle because he's out.
Yep.
But unfortunately, it's not recess. Well, I guess these guys don't want recess because it's summertime. 1-1 pitches. Swing and a miss is now 1-2. Did
you play a lot of kickball growing up?
Oh, I loved kickball growing up. Loved it. That might be the greatest recess game of all time.
Yep. I would agree.
Count is 1-2 here to Tate Elwain. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing, and it's a miss. Hinkle's got to throw him out at first base. The throw to first is in time, so they do get that second out. The runner will take third base and Sparks. There's now 2 down, as that will do it for the day for Lincoln Keenels, as he'll leave with the go-ahead run 90 feet away. And it looks like Jack Van Camp might be going up to the mound for Post State. We'll tell you the changes here after a minute break. You listen to Post State Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre knows what that sound is. It's baseball season. They also know that means it's grilling season. Sioux Nation has the Green Mountain Grill choices that you need for those hot dogs and burgers for tailgating. And let's be honest, you know there will be a steak in there too. Visit Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre and see their selection of grills. While you're there, also pick up some seasonings for your grilling needs. Visit Sioux Nation at 504 Deadwood Street, Fort Pierre.
As we welcome you back here, top of the sixth inning, 2 down in the inning. Runner is on third base, but Jack Van Camp now is the man on the mound for Post State. After Lincoln Keenels went above his 105 pitch count, had to be taken out after he had the strikeout and put out of Tate Elwine. And Carson Fahey will be the man to face Jack Van Camp first. Bennett Dean will move to right field. Brady Getz will enter the game and will hit in Gary Nedved's spot in the DH spot at number 5 in the order, as he'll play first base here with 2 away in the top of the sixth inning.
For Jack Van Camp, his second appearance on the year, started opening day against Renner, threw 3 1/3, was charged with the loss, gave up two hits, 4 runs, none of them earned, 5 walks, 3 strikeouts. So even though he gave up the 4 runs, has an ERA of 0.0, but a whip of 2.10 on the young season so far.
First pitch was over for strike 1 from the left-hander. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Fahey. That one will bounce in the dirt. Good block there by Hinkle. And the count is now 1-1. Fahey's 0 for 2. Struck out looking back in the second. And flew out to the right fielder Van Camp in the 4th inning. Part of the double play that was turned. Excuse me, that was not part of the double play that was turned. Elwayne would end up getting thrown out trying to steal. But here is now the 1-1 pitch. Upstairs is now 2-1.
And you can almost count this, making the presumption that Van Camp does end up getting the start in game 2. The work he's doing here is almost like a bullpen session.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. A little bit more high-intensive of a bullpen session, but still a bullpen session nonetheless. It counts now 3-1 as it goes outside. But the only bad thing, too, is that whatever he throws here in the 6th and 7th inning, if he does come back and pitch in game number 2, that will include into his pitch count for the entire day. As a 3-1 pitch, as a ground ball, Getz will stop it down over at first base, knocks it down, steps on the bag, and retires the side to keep this ball game tied after 5.5 innings. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the 6th. 3-3 is our score between Pierre and Mitchell. You're listening to Post State Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
Ah, this is the life. Sitting here, sipping lemonade, basking in the warm sun, and admiring the beauty and the solitude of my very own landscaped backyard. I wasn't sure, but I was so glad when I made the call to Andy at Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping to finally have the work done. Calling Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping was probably one of the best and the easiest decisions I've ever made.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440. That's 280-4440.
As we welcome you back here at the bottom of the 6th inning, it is 8-9-1. Jack Merquan, Jack Van Camp, and Cade Hinkle to lead things off as Post States and Mitchell are deadlocked at 3-3 as we are in the bottom of the 6th. 3 runs all scored in the bottom of the 4th for Post State, and 2 of the 3 guys that are leading things off were 2 of those 3 runs. Jack Merquan, Jack Van Camp had back-to-back singles, and they both came around to score on the 2 RBI single from Cade Hinkle along with the RBI ground out to fielder's choice from Andy Gordon. So here is Jack Merquan. Jake Helloyd still on the mound for Mitchell as the first pitch upcoming from Helloyd to Merquan. Comes upstairs, nearly gets him in the head as that one got a little away from Helloyd. The first pitch misses for ball 1.
Helloyd, 79th pitch of the day as he starts the 6th inning here. We'll give you Lincoln Keenholz's pitching line on the day. 5 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, 4 walks, 8 strikeouts. 107 pitches on the day for Keenholz, 60 of them for strikes.
Merquan pops up the 1-0 pitch on the infield. The shortstop and Schmidt calling for it. He'll make the catch, and the leadoff man retired here in the bottom of the 6th.
Keenholz with 107 pitches on the day. He exceeded the 105 pitch limit, but the rule is you can finish the batter once you reach that 105 pitch limit. So even though he threw his 105th pitch to Fahey, or no, not Fahey, but the previous batter, he was able to finish that batter. So, I mean, in theory, you could see a pitcher go into the 110s or 120s, depending on how long that last at bat goes.
If you have a 30-pitch at bat, he can go to 130-some pitches and not have to come out of the ball game. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Outside it's 2-1, but we might have a bigger story if you see a 30-pitch at bat somewhere than just the fact that he's thrown 130-some pitches at that point. Counts 2-0 here to Jack Van Camp. Nobody on here with one out in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's a 2-0 pitch. And Van Camp will rip that one to right field over the head of the right fielder in Fahey. Rounding first, heading for second is Van Camp. He'll round second. He's going to head for third. The throw, no throw coming to third base. A one-out triple for Jack Van Camp. Welcome back to the lineup. And Van Camp is the go-ahead run 90 feet away for Cade Hinkle at the plate.
And we were talking about how close that Fahey plays out there in right field, and that was just a situation where Jack Van Camp hit a line drive over the top of Fahey, and even as well as Jack Van Camp hit that ball, I mean it hung up there, and Fahey retreated quickly but just wasn't quite able to catch up with it. Luckily for Post 8, they stand with a runner on third base and just one out, and now Mitchell has the infield all the way in, all the way around.
First pitch is taken for strike one to Cade Hinkle, who is 1 for 1. Been on base all 3 times, 2 walks and 2 RBI single. The 0-1 pitch is bounced in and a great block by Joe Van Overshield as the count is even at a ball and a strike. Boy, that one had to feel very difficult to try and block, but Van Overshield made it look easy. As here's now the 1-1 pitch. Hinkle fouled away out of play, and it's now 1-2.
Yeah, Van Overshield's done a nice job. He's blocked multiple balls behind the plate that would have allowed Post 8 base runners either to score or advance.
So the count is now 1-2. Van Overshield will come set from the stretch. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Outside, and it's now 2-2. On deck is Matt Hansen, who has also been on base all 3 times, to the hard way by getting hit by a pitch, and it was also walked. The top of the order has got on base the first 2 hitters 5 of the 6 times they've come to the plate, as that one is missed down low, and it's 3-2, and that's by Walker hit by a pitch. They're 1 for 1 in 6 plate appearances, but they've been on base all 6 times, and trying to keep that trend going. Hinkle's now get a full count as Helloy will come set from the stretch. Here's a payoff pitch. Hinkle will ground it, chop it high over the first baseman, set for a base hit, and Post 8 leads for the first time, 4-3. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, 3 RBI day for Cade Hinkle.
Yeah, a ball that on in another year may have been just a routine ground ball to the first baseman, but as hard and as dry as this ground is right now, Hinkle just hits a ball that takes one hop and chops high over the top of Garrett's at first base, and luckily the Eights get a break and score run number 4, take a 1-run lead here in the bottom of the 6th.
So now to beat Matt Hansen with a runner on first base and 1 down in the bottom of the 6th inning, and Post 8 has a lead here in game number 1. And the first time they've led here today, they trailed 3-0, scored all 3 runs to tie it back up in the bottom of the 4th. And now the RBI single from Hinkle gives it a 4-3 lead for Post 8.
Fahey is backed off in right field now. He's about 10 steps back from where he was prior to that triple from Jack Van Camp.
First pitch, Hansen was showing bunt, trying to push him over to second would be Hinkle, but that one was well high, and Joe Van Overshield, he's not the tallest guy, but he jumped fairly high to catch that one because it was well over the head of Matt Hansen. And they keep that from going to the backstop. Hansen not bunting this time, swings and misses at the 1-0 pitch, and the count's now even at a ball and a strike. And this is his first of 2 games here in the doubleheader. Post State's 3-5 right now in the season. Mitchell at 4-4 in South Dakota games. Here's the 1-1 pitch. There's a swing and a miss, and it's now 1-2. These are right now in the standings would be 10 and 11. Obviously, things can change really quickly. Post State's moved about 6 or 7 spots in the last 2 days, moving up and down. As the count is 1-2 here to Matt Hansen. Lloyd delivers. Hansen gets a piece of it out towards left center field. Coming in will be the left fielder and Muth to make the catch. There's now 2 down, and that'll bring up Andy Gordon.
Yeah, just kind of a routine fly ball out into left field, and Muth made a nice, came in nicely and made the catch in shallow left center field, and you'd like to see the Eights get another insurance run here. You'd like to see them walk into the top of the 7th with more than just that 1-run lead.
So it is Andy Gordon with 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th. See if Hinkle will go in motion at any point this at-bat. That one will bounce to the dirt. Good block again by Van Overshield. Well, that ball doesn't scoot away from him very much. If it does, it doesn't go very far. He's been very good behind the plate here in game number 1.
Yeah, anything that short hops him, he just automatically drops to his knees and uses his chest protector as a wall, and he's done that multiple times today.
Gordon will foul the 1-0 pitch out of play behind the press box and is now 1-1. As Lloyd is at 95 pitches. So he just 10 left to go here in the bottom of the 6th inning before he has to come out of the ball game. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Comes in, nearly hits Gordon. It almost sounded like it hit Gordon. Well, the count's now 2-1.
And Gordon kind of flinched, kind of turned that front shoulder in just to kind of go with the pitch, and that curveball just stayed off of his shoulder.
Here's a 2-1 pitch. That one will bounce. That will get to the backstop, and Hinkle will take second base easily as it counts now 3-1 here to Andy Gordon.
Good hitters count right now for the veteran Andy Gordon. One of the, like we said earlier, team leader in most offensive categories for this post-8 team through the first 8 games of the season. Good spot for him right now to add to this 4-3 lead here late in this game number 1.
Here's the 3-1 pitch. Gordon will actually bounce it fair as he tried to check his swing, and it'll be an underhand flip from the pitcher to get Andy Gordon out at first base. Well, that's a tough one for Gordon because he tried to check his swing, hold up, but it ended up, and usually you see that ball go foul, but instead it went fair. But Post 8 does get the lead. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We head to the top of the 7th. Post 8 looking to close out game number 1. They lead Mitchell 4-3. You listen to Post 8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom's today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
Spring is finally here, and it's time to be on the lookout for one of South Dakota's most serious noxious weeds. This invader of roadside trees, pastures, and range is leafy spurge. This noxious weed infests over 300,000 acres. It's a perennial with a distinctive yellow-green color and stems that contain a milky sap. Roots can reach over 20 feet deep. There are several control options that producers can look at, including herbicide and biological control. If you have questions about leafy spurge, contact your local county weed and pest supervisor or the South Dakota Department of Agriculture.
As we welcome you back here at the top of the 7th inning, it is a 4-3 lead for Post State over Mitchell. As Jack Van Camp trying to close this one out as he'll deal with the top of the order. Parker Bollinger, Seth Muth, and Jonas Schmidt be the first 3 hitters. We heard from Coach White, who's not here today, but he said that Van Camp has to stay under 44 pitches to be available to throw in the next game and coming up in the second game here after this one. That is if Coach Nas wants to send Van Camp back on the mound in the second game. He might not. He might have another idea than that, but one thing that we were just speculating. We're not the coach, but we just play one on the radio.
And we didn't stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
No.
And they're not a sponsor, so we're not going to talk about them anymore.
You're catching on the radio business here, Craig. Yes.
You taught me well, Grasshopper.
Yes. Wait, should you be the Grasshopper? we got a baseball game at the top of the 7th, though. 4-3 lead for Post State. Parker Bollinger will lead things off. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. He walked to open up the ball game, came around to score. They'll deal with Jack Van Camp. First pitch to him is over for strike 1. And Post State 0-4 in game 1 so far this year. They're 3-1 in game 2s. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Outside is now 1-1. Looking to break that trend, get that first winning here in a game 1 of a doubleheader. It would be a big one against this Mitchell team. Here's a 1-1 pitch. That one's outside and is now 2-1. It always feels good going into game 2 when you're saying that let's go for the sweep. Let's not go for a split. We got to win this game to get a split. Well, let's go for the sweep. We already got the split already under control. If it doesn't go our way, let's go for a sweep. 2-1 pitch is popped up out of play and is now 2-2. I think the whole energy of the bench is a little bit more relaxed, I think, going into game 2. And maybe want them to be a little bit, because they played so well in game 2 compared to game 1, maybe you want them to have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. 2-2 pitch is taken for strike 3. Bollinger will pick up a hat trick. His 3rd time he's been down on strikes. And there's one down here to open up the top of the 7th to bring up Seth Muth.
Yeah, and the upside for Post 8 right here is not only do you have the veteran Jack Van Camp on the mound, but you've got Cade Hinkle behind the plate who's caught him pretty much, I suspect, it's hard to tell how many innings Cade Hinkle has caught Jack Van Camp since the time that they were probably 9 or 10 years old. And so that chemistry is flowing between those two veterans.
Count is 1-0 here to Seth Muth. The 1-0 pitch is just a little bit low. Hinkle tried to frame that right at the knees, but didn't get the call. And Muth, who has not recorded an official at-bat yet, he's walked twice in his last 2 plate appearances. 2-0 pitch is over for a strike and is now 2-1. Mitchell scored 1 run the first. They got a 2 RBI single from Joe Van Overshield in the 3rd to make it 3-0. Then Cade Hinkle started his good day as that was a swing and a foul tip off the mid of Hinkle and is now 2-2. Hinkle got a 2 RBI single and an RBI ground out to a fielder's choice from Andy Gordon. Tied the game up in the bottom of the 4th. All 3 of those runs came in to score. And then Hinkle had an RBI chopper single to make it 4-3 as we sit in the top of the 7th. 2-2 pitch. Just a bit upstairs and the count's full now at 3-2. So again, if Van Camp does come into pitch in game number 2, he has to stay under 44 pitches, and whatever is thrown in this game will carry over into that next game. It's 105 pitches per day, not just per game, as he is a walk issued to Muth, and it's now a runner on first here with 1 down, as it'll be Jonas Schmidt, who is 1 for 3 so far. First pitch from Van Camp upstairs for ball 1.
Yeah, and that's where Hinkle just after he takes the pitch, just stands up and after the walk to Muth, Hinkle just goes up after the first pitch was high, just kind of shakes his hand, just settle down, just relax.
1-0 pitch. There's a swing and a miss, and it's now 1-1.
And again, that's just part of that chemistry between a couple of guys that played baseball together for a number of years.
And the respect that each one of them has for each other, being teammates for such a long time. 1-1 pitch, there's a swing and a miss. The runner had started to go. I don't think he got the good jump that he wanted in Muth, and he'll head back to first, and the count's now 1-2. 1 down here at the top of the 7th. Runner on first. 1-2 pitch. Popped foul. Gets out of play. And we'll do it again at 1-2.
A little bit deep and a little bit to the right of the open window in the press box.
I didn't even move. My hopes of keep diminishing, especially after that foul ball I just missed. 1-2 pitch is outside and is now 2-2. Just love that you can go back to, you can watch those games on KCCR Sports, and you can watch that foul ball and my hands go out the window, and the ball just missing my hands. 2-2 pitch. That one's fouled out of play. And we'll do it again here at 2-2.
So let's try to recreate that. Last time I asked you this question, it almost worked. What's your favorite baseball memory?
You trying to get me to catch a foul ball?
I'm working for you.
We need Van Camp to get out of this game. There's a 2-2 pitch. There's a swing and a miss. The runner takes off for a second. The throw, the tag applied was not applied by Hansen. So there's now 2 down and a runner on second.
Yeah, just kind of a mix-up at second base. Muth took off a little late, actually got hung up between first and second, so Hinkle comes out from behind the plate, forces Muth to make a decision, so Muth takes off towards second. Pollock came in from second to potentially receive the throw. So did Matt Hansen. Hansen actually caught the throw from Hinkle, but Pollock was kind of right in the way, and Muth was able to avoid both of them and slid in safely.
First pitch misses upstairs to Solik for ball 1. That one's fouled back and is now 1-1. Here to Dylan Solik, who is 1 for 3, a single in his first at bat. Flew out of the center fielder Kruger in the third and grounded to a fielder's choice in the 5th inning. 2 away, runner on second. That's a tying run. 4-3 lead. Van Camp looking for to shut the door. 1-1 pitch, a swing and a miss. And there's now a 1-2 count with 2 outs, 1 strike away here for Post State to pick up a win. But a base hit from Mitchell could tie the ball game up. From the stretch, 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2.
Muth getting a healthy lead on second base, and with 2 outs, he will be off on contact. So any base hit, he is all but assured of scoring.
Van Camp will come set from the stretch. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him, and Post State wins game number 1. 4-3 win. Cade Hinkle with 3 runs driven in the ball game in the win for Post State as they win their first game 1 of a doubleheader for the first time in 2021. We step aside for 2 minutes. Come up and wrap this first game up. You're listening to Post State Baseball on Today is KCCR and Today is KCCR.com.
As long as you have a local cooperative, you'll never farm alone. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, our team is your team, ready to help you make the decisions that are vital to your operation. From the seed, plant health, and marketing the grain, to fuel to keep you running, the feed to supplement your herds, and the financing programs to make it all possible. We're here for you. Give CHS Midwest Cooperative a call today and let us show you the value of the co-op. Local, loyal, and trusted for generations.
Service Master of Pierre. It's no secret we clean carpets professionally, but not many people know we clean furniture, kitchens, bathrooms, walls, floors, and windows. We also do fire and water restoration, plus construction cleanups. There's nothing we can't clean. Give Service Master a call at 224-9919. Service Master, the clean you expect, the service you deserve. Service Master, 224-9919.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Comtech in Pierre invites you to come out and check out their expansive showroom. It's filled with everything you need to thrive in today's technology-dependent world and a knowledgeable staff to guide you through. Comtech has TVs, computers, personal electronics to commercial electronics, anything to fit your technology needs. The experienced professionals at Comtech can guide you through any questions you may have. Whether you struggle with technology or live for it, Comtech can help you find exactly what you're looking for. Comtech will even install and service what they sell, so you don't have to worry once you get your products home. Comtech, located at 1601 North Lowell Avenue behind Walmart. Check them out online at ComtechPlus.com.
As we welcome you back here to Hyatt Stadium, it is a 4-3 win for Post State in game number 1. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean, and Greg, great game for Post State in that first game. Their first win in game 1 of a doubleheader, and a big part was Cade Hinkle, 2 for 2. He walked twice, 2 singles, 3 RBIs, drove in the game-winning run in the bottom of the 6th inning. He had a big game, big first game at the plate for Post State.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what Post State needed. I mean, not only to get a win in the first game, the opening game of a doubleheader, but also to win a tight game. I mean, and a game where they were able to come from behind, being down 3-0 going into the bottom of the fourth, and they were able to tie it up in the bottom of the fourth, and then get that big run in the bottom of the sixth to eke out that 4-3 victory.
And Jack Van Camp came in after Lincoln Keenels went as far as he could go with those over 105 pitches. Went 5 2/3, and Van Camp got the final inning of the third to pick up the win. That was two big performances on the mound from Post State and Keenels and Van Camp. Something that you expect to see at even early in the year and towards the later end of the year. You want these two guys to be throwing their best stuff, and they both look good here in Game 1 of this doubleheader.
Yeah, and this is a big spot. I mean, it's just something you would expect out of your two super seniors that when your team needs you the most. I mean, it's the veterans that come and step up and do their job. And so nice win for Post State here in game number 1, and we will get ready and probably get rolling with game number 2 in fairly short order. I think the intent is to try to, with the heat being what it is and storms in the offing, I think the intent is to try to get out of here as soon as possible tonight. So that game ran just a shade under 2 hours, and so hopefully we can get game 2 going pretty quickly.
As Coach Nathan Nas usually comes up here and talks in between games, I think he's won't be able to join us here as he's taking the head coaching duties over for today. But a good first win for Post State, 4-3 win. They're now 4-5 on the season, and you give yourself a chance now because you won that first game to get back to 500 with a win in game number 2 against Mitchell. And that's, like I said, the whole dynamic changes when you win the first game because now you've already at least have earned the split, but you can go for that sweep now here in game number 2.
Yeah, and again, I mean, then you go into a stretch where you've got a doubleheader on Saturday against Renner number 2, and then the triangular on Tuesday against Aberdeen and Sturgis, and those are all very winnable games for Post State. And so you know, if you can get on a roll, come out of the game yesterday, thanks to the really good pitching performance by Isaac Pollock, and get on a little bit of a roll right here. Baseball is all about momentum, and if you can get on a roll and get some momentum carrying you into that second half of the month of June, where we just did the count a little earlier this afternoon. I think it's up to like 19 games or maybe more if they, depending upon how they place in the tournaments in Sioux Falls and Minot, at least 19 games in 13 days. So a heavy stretch coming for Post State. Hopefully they get on a roll going into the back half of June.
So this is a big second game upcoming here for Pierre and Mitchell as Post State wins game number 1 and looking for a doubleheader sweep coming up in just a little bit. We will step aside for 2 minutes, come back. You'll hear from News Director Zach Nelson with his weekday news as you are listening to Post State Baseball today's. Before I actually go to break, if you're watching the YouTube broadcast, we will end the broadcast. And then we will come back with a new Game 2 broadcast here in just about 20 to 25 minutes, a little bit right before Game 2 gets underway. So we'll end the YouTube broadcast, but we'll send things back to the studio for just a little bit and come back with Game number 2 as Post State and Mitchell will play in Game 2 as they win Game 1 4-3 over Mitchell. Back in 2 minutes, you're listening to Post State Baseball on today's KCCR and today's